Eno jawunyedda jeno Yoweri Kaguta Museveni bulijjo bino ebintu alowooza nti bino by'amannyo bwenu ajjukira omusango Kyagulanyi beteeka mu kkooti y'ensi yonna bikolobero ebibadde bijja bikolebwa ku bannayuganda ebikolobero ebibadde bijja bikolebwa ku bantu ab'enjawulo ekiwamba abantu wanajo juzi bawambye akulira security omukuumi wa president Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine kati nno kkooti y'ensi yonna omusango manyi gyeguli ogwatibwayo Kyagulanyi Ssentamu General Museveni yabadde amanyi nti ndowooza byaggwa era nga alowooza ebintu babireka byatuula tebakyali kigenda maaso kati nsaba tusooke ndowooza tutandike ebigambo bino mpola mpola General Museveni alina okumanya nti nate enamusi atuuse dda ku nnyoge.
Docus and all the presenters, it has been a wonderful day. Yes, with our Uganda, it's quite a serious issue, and I pray that we'll be able to make it. I've had some concerns of Ugandans joining the Sister Demi mentioning about the youth. I think it's high time now we create a language all Ugandans understand and be able to move as one. I've been for a while now campaigning to see that we cleanse our national flag because we know how dirty it is. The dictatorship has made it extremely dirty. We need to cleanse it. And some may use water, others may just stand there and pray for it. Anyone in the way he understands. But that cleansing helps us to create a common language whereby we air out or we pour out the bad experiences or the pains we go through without necessarily pointing fingers. And after that, there should be arrangement, which like our brothers have done of moving to parliament. I think if we see that a good number of Ugandans are really having these pains, expressing themselves through that cleansing of the flag and especially singing the national anthem, we can, if we see that we have built enough momentum, we can demand more than the Speaker of Parliament. We can demand anything we need because Uganda is our country. We can say this is not what we want. There are means and mechanisms we can employ, but we need the language which will unite us, where we will feel we are one. We love each other. We respect each other. We have that concern and the pain of each other. I think if we build our revolution or movement or whatever in that regard, and we unite, because what is there is making us creating this unity. We know the dollar, the what, all the commerce, mention the politics is there to divide us. But we need to do what they are not doing, is to unite ourselves. Let us unite ourselves around the flag and the national anthem, which might be easy. Then be able to air out our grievances, our concerns, our pains. And if we really gauge that this is the number we have, no discriminating young, old, whatever, but we need Ugandans in great number. We can really demand what is ours. There is no reason the Chinese should be mining gold. There is no reason the British should be digging our oil when we don't even sniff it. We really need to do a lot, but we have to be united. That's all I can call. I'm here to say that let us unite as all Ugandans and be able to overwhelm all the forces destroying us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Comrade, for that submission. Comrade Iga, can I take the ladies first? Are you okay with that? Comrade Iga? Are you at work? Did you want to come in now? Comrade Iga, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Are you at work?
No, I'm home this time. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the ladies first.
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
Sister Mary, thank you so much, comrade. Sister Mary, please do come in.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Dorcas. God, everybody, bless everyone. Thank you, Dr. Zedriga, and all our leadership. I just want to remind everybody, our NUP convention, Chicago, is an opportunity for us to get together and hear from our president, Dr. Zedriga, our SG, and many leaders from Uganda, as well as share our ideas. It's a full program. It is a serious program. Please go on the website and check it out. It is not too late to register. And also, I will try to send you what I found out from Canada, Dorcas, because they also have the convention right after this one. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to stay engaged and really take out our frustrations and turn them into action. So thank you for all you do, Tim. Uganda's bleeding as well. And our sister Dorcas, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you to Sister Mary and each and every one of you. Of course, you're always at the demonstrations and amplifying sound. I see you sharing messages in the groups and really ensuring that we keep those messages circulated. Yeah, thank you so much, sis. Tina, please, Sister Tina, please unmute, come in, then we'll go to Godfrey and then Joseph and we close. Yes, please.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you, Sister Dorcas, for being always having the Uganda's bleeding up every week, no matter what the situation is. Even times where you didn't feel good, you still ran the program. So God bless you. Thank you, Sister Mary, for bringing up the NUP Diaspora Convention to elaborate just a little bit more about that. There will be a global protest on the 9th that they're going to be doing in Chicago as well. And I encourage everybody, it doesn't matter, where you're from, what tribe you're from, what political party you represent, but to get out on the streets as Ugandans, to protest together, to unite globally. And I did hear one of our brothers was speaking about Kenya. I believe they said they were going out on the street on the 8th. That would also be a great thing to get out and protest with our brothers and sisters in Kenya as well, because your neighbors, we're brothers and sisters, but your neighbors. And we know that Yoweri Museveni is causing the problem that's bleeding onto Kenya with Ruto. So I suggest that if you're able to get out on those days, that day as well, to please get out and protest. Protests are the best weapon. They're like David when fighting Goliath. So get out there and get on those streets and protest. If you cannot protest, if you're at work or something, at least go online and follow those who are protesting and, share the videos, share the information. Now's the time. I talk to a lot of the youth, as some of you know, and we meet just about every day. And they were talking about some people, they just don't care about going out and protesting. They think everything's okay. It's like a normal dysfunction normal for them, I guess I'll call it a dysfunctional normal, where they think everything is okay. And they says, what do we do in situations like that? Well, mobilize them, educate them. Like even at the convention, they're having the educational portion there also, which I won't be there for that, but I had gone through the educational program thanks to Dorcas for setting me up with all that. I appreciate that. But guys, now's the time to stand together as Ugandans, as one. Don't put a political party out there. Don't put a tribe out there. Nothing to divide, but unity. It has to be unity. Now's the time that we have to put our differences aside and persevere, you know. Be wise, but persevere. Join our brothers and sisters in Kenya. They're doing a fabulous job over there in Kenya. They're working really hard for their freedom. And I suggest that Uganda does the same thing and form with them. You know, there's this one gentleman, he's from where is it? Ghana. He comes on TikTok all the time and he has every flag in Africa. If you tell him you want this one played, he'll play that national anthem and pull that flag without even looking at a piece of paper. That is how his heart is so impacted that Africa needs to unite, to form together. They have to come together for unity, for freedom. So if you're out and about and you can get out on those streets, I don't care, as long as the protest is what's right and what's good for Uganda, I suggest that you do so. You get out on those streets and protest. There's never nothing wrong with protesting as long as you're protesting for what is right. So I urge everybody to do that. Thank you, Dorcas. God bless you. People power, our power.
Our power. Thank you. Thank you so much, San, for all you continue to do. We are grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much. And guys, you all need to take a leaf from Tina's life. Yes, guys. Oh, Sister Mimi, please do come in. Godfrey, thanks for being a gentleman. I'll let all the ladies speak. Okay, Sister Mimi, please take the mic.
Thank you so much, comrades, and thank you all for being on the space. I know it's sacrificing and taking time to do things that concern our country. Actually, today I was kind of refraining myself to not say anything, because every time I come out, I lament. I lament about the situation in Uganda. Uganda is on my heart. Uganda is on my thoughts. Uganda is in everything I think about. Is what can we do? What can we do to take this situation? But some of the things that are occurring, especially to our comrades on the ground, this guy, we have to always question ourselves, why is he doing what he's doing? He's sitting in the Oval Office of Uganda. He's not saying anything about the hijacking of people, the imprisoning. That means he's lost control. Either he's lost control of the country, or he doesn't care about what's going on with the citizenry and the country, or he's just, I don't know what to say, what better words to say. But we have to understand, we also have to start getting into the mind of this junta guy. If they are really hijacking people, can't we see the pattern? They are hijacking people. They know these people are ending up in courts, and these courts are deciding, with bogus claims of whatever. How can you pick somebody who has not done a crime to you just because they are different? They are not NRM. And then you put them, and then your lawyers, the lawyers who took an oath to uphold the Constitution, to do whatever, and they stand up and they know these are bogus claims which have no evidence, and they decide, oh, this person is remanded, or this. How can you go that way? Like you don't know the Constitution, that somebody, you can't just pick up people for nothing, for no good reason, and then just, bring them in court and then decide on them. So that shows, first of all, the institutions now we have in Uganda, is that what kind of people are in these court system, what kind of police people and army people are in this country, what kind of president is in this country who can just look at, I'll just give an example. In America, something just hit even one kid, one person who's shot, the president will stand up and go up and address the nation because of one thing. But this guy Ever since he's been in power, he just sits and keeps quiet. And he pretends he doesn't know who's picking up these people, who's doing these crimes, who's whatever. So Ugandans, let's start thinking. These people are just picking up these people. We've worked so hard to cut off the funding. We've worked so hard to make sure that, to make that we've cut the code of funding. He has to get money somewhere, and where he's getting money now to pay these people he doesn't have money for, is through picking up people on the streets who are fighting against the impugning his government, So that's what he's doing, is picking up people. So we have to start thinking, what should we do? Because he's getting money. Every time you take somebody in court, you put up whatever surety and whatever that stuff, you're putting up money. That is how he's getting money now. And he will not stop doing that, picking up the opposition so that he can get from the money from you guys, the diaspora, you guys in Uganda, and you guys, the relatives and friends. We have to do everything to get this guy who's disabled in the State House. Please, we need to do that, because he's just sitting there, When it comes to have hosting things, he's up in the news. But when it comes to people concerning Ugandans, people who are being chased on lakes, people who are being killed, he keeps quiet, he mutes. So that means he's a useless president in that country. So that's all I have to say. But as I say, we have to do something that comes up Europe, Middle East, whatever. If you cannot come to the convention, let's hit, at least when people are going out on this, let's hit the airways, the social media, and be protesting as well, but not keep quiet and just watch whatever is going in Chicago where the convention is going. Please, let's get up and let us not stop. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sis, for that. And let us all be involved. It doesn't matter whether you're in the diaspora, you're on ground, you've traveled, I don't know. If you're in hospital, send somebody, if at least you can talk. Yes, it is really sad that Museveni has been just let off to do as he pleases. It is really terrible. Our brothers and sisters continue to endure torture, rape. Men and women are being raped, by those ruthless workers of Mr. Museveni. I do not like to call them police, because that is not the role of police, to rape, beat, and abduct people. No, that is not what a police officer does, or a prison officer, or whoever. So these are a bunch of thugs, and it is unacceptable. So we cannot continue to sit. Let us not go into the pleading state. We are not there to plead and beg Mr. Museveni. We have to gather all the strength we can and go get our brothers and sisters out of those places. And guys, when that call has been put out, let it not be a handful of people that go out, but rather each and everyone, And you don't, if you're in Karamoja, stay there, march to a place. It's okay. That will be a talk for another session. Thank you so much, sister, for that submission. Comrade Godfrey, please do come in, guys. The Zoom is coming to an end. Comrade Godfrey will hear from you, and if there's any further hands, please do put it up before, otherwise we'll hear from Joseph, then close. Yes, and please also amplify on the tweets that are on the chat. Comrade Godfrey, please do come in, and sorry for the wait. Thanks for waiting.
That's okay. Thanks very much, Dorcas, and everyone who submitted. Now, I'm going to answer my sister Demi regarding the youth. In my view, definition why we use the term youth is biologically, at my age, there are things I can't do as fast as those younger than me can do. That's why we want them to take the lead. Yeah, yes, we are there. But when you say the youth could do much from Mukono at pace, yeah, which I'm sure I can't do, yeah, in the time required to make meaningful protest from Mukono to Kampala, yeah. Now, second thing, the reason we say the youth should be involved is their future is at stake, yeah. Don't forget, most of those graduating now, they had nothing planned for them by the government, yeah. If those before them, yeah, who were young then, made the necessary noise, keep making that same noise, we won't be where we are now. So when you want the young people to get involved, to change things for the good, yeah, we are there, we do make noise, and we do contribute somehow, yeah. But the young people have to take a lead because it's their future, yeah. Now, Sister Demi said, if you educate your kids, and then they finish, they graduate and sit at home, and you still have to take care of them. Yeah, is that right? The reason you educate is for them to build a nation. And as young people, they got the energy to transform a nation. Yeah? Their most creative years, yeah, are what we need to build a nation. So in that case, they need to fight for that. And as for the divisions, again, I haven't seen much division as we see on social media. But the best way to fight with it is to be within. We make the noise within. We might not agree on most of the policies. Everyone has got different view, but the common goal is to get rid of a dictator and have our country back, and then we can go back to party politics the way we want. Because in the UK here, when there is a protest, it's not party related. Yeah? People protest for a reason. They've got a point to make. Yeah. Now, whether you are NRM, well, I've got my views about NRM. Those are personal. If you are FDC, DP, NUP, and so on, the same issues affect us all. Yeah. So those issues can't be resolved until the regime is gone. And the last part is the constitution. When we are in a military dictatorship, the constitution is the first to go, yeah? Because as you can see, even the judiciary who know the constitution very well, they are the first to abuse it, yeah? So in that case, yes, we need to know, we know the most important parts, which were put at the beginning, are the ones we want, yeah? And even someone dumb can remember the first or second, yeah? It's for the people, yeah? People have to defend the constitution, but in a military government, we struggle to do that. But with the youth in there, they give us vigor as well, because they can run fast, they can protect. And that's all I have to say. But it's no criticism, but it's my view. Thank you.
Dorcas,
I was muted. Apologies. Speaking into a muted mic. I think Edge is catching up here. Yes. Thank you so much, Comrade Godfrey, for your submission, and all those that have been able to submit. If you haven't, please do endeavor to speak with us next week. Zoom is held 2 p.m. UK time. Convert that to your local time and save it on your phone or your calendar, and set your alarm so that you're reminded. The link has always been the same. It has not changed for the last 3 years. and let us keep time. Thank you so much, Comrade. Yes, Comrade Joseph, please do come in, and comrades throughout the week endeavor to attend the Twitter spaces, amplify sound, and let us work, and let us mean business. Let us take action. Let us want to be free. We must work and get our Uganda back. Yes, Comrade Joseph, thank you for co-hosting. Please do come in and close us down. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dorcas. Thank you so much for all the submissions, Mr. Yeah, sorry.
Brother, we don't see you.
Oh, sorry.
Is it me?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I stepped out for a second. Yes. So thank you so much, Dorcas, for again, the Zoom as usual. As Tina mentioned, despite whatever you're going through, ensure that this platform is available for us to speak out. So really, really grateful, and thanks to everyone that has submitted today. You know, I mean, I can't even, there's so many people that have submitted. Thank you so much. Mr. Yiga summarized basically pretty much very well what some of the points I wanted to talk about. Basically, Mr. Yiga, thank you so much for that. Let me kind of just start off with exactly where you started off. The youth, the issue of the youth, as you said, is their future. But beyond that, the youth comprise over 80% of Uganda's population. So Uganda is basically a youthful country. The youth are described as anywhere below 30, 35 and under. So most Ugandans are under 35. Over 80% of the population of Uganda is under 35. So it is their country. So the different age groups vary from, you know, so if 80% is under 80, actually 85% of the country is under 35 years old, 80 to 85%. That means only 20% is different age groups. So it is the youth to take charge. And of course, as Mr. Yiga said, it doesn't mean that we are not, I am not a youth. I don't fall in that age group, but we are obviously involved and we are supporting and we're doing whatever we can. When they appear to us, you know, of course, as the non-youth, we have experience. We've you know, we can support in many ways, logistically, you know, in many ways, financially, whatever we can, and we are, you know, our wisdom and whatever we picked up along the way can help them. But in terms of energy, in terms of the fact that the country is theirs, definitely they're in charge. And when you look at the march to Parliament, the people that are leading the march to Parliament, the people that are really at forefront are youth. They're mostly university students that have taken it upon themselves to start this movement. A lot of us in the older generations are, you know, many of us are either working, you know, unlike a few that, like you, Demi, that are willing to be at the forefront. Many of us are very, you know, we don't want to lose what we have. We don't want to lose our little house. We are comfortable, and we don't want to lose our jobs. Or, you know, so a lot of the older generations are basically complacent. You know, we talk about it as being complacent, but I think it's mostly, you know, us, because many of the youth have nothing to lose. Many of them graduate without jobs, as Yiga said. You know, 80% of university graduates, or 90%, even up to 90%, end up graduating, doing all this work, and hustling on the streets of Kampala and other towns because they have nothing to do. So it is them that need to take the lead, because they are not, you know, basically the complacency is more on the people that have already been established and they don't want to lose what they have. So I think that explains to some extent the youth. Yes, it doesn't mean that we are not all part of the same boat, but it's just the reality that Uganda is a youthful country and we just have to support them. And we are very much behind, you know, we're working as Ugandans. And now, when it comes to Everest and Tina, they talk about rallying behind the Ugandan flag. That is extremely important. And I don't know, Dorcas has shared some clips of protests at Uganda House, whatever. But basically, that is what we are emphasizing nowadays when we protest here in the US, at least the people I work with, that we put the flag foremost, because it communicates powerfully. So it's not really necessarily about NUP or whatever. It's really about Ugandans working together to make sure that we liberate our country from dictatorship. So that is extremely important. And then Mimi talked about there's Museveni care. We talk about 3 different scenarios. So, either this or that or that. Basically, Museveni, I think my sense of it is that Museveni really does not care. I mean, obviously, as the famous interview by I think it was Al Jazeera, or was it Kenya? It was Kenya. Kenya, and the journalist interviewed him, and he said, all I care about is my family and myself, or something like that. So Museveni actually said it in his own words, that all he really does care about, mostly is about him and his family, sustaining his family. So so long as he retains his power, he builds his dynasty, whatever, Uganda is just, an instrument, to his self-aggrandizement. So it doesn't really care so much, so long as we are means to his ends. So it doesn't really care. So that's why we need to wake up and say, enough is enough. The sooner it's gone, the better for all of us. So pretty much, I think that's what I would have to say. Thank you so much, Dorcas, for this always providing this platform, and thank you everyone that has contributed for the very wonderful submissions. Thank you, Dorcas. I think I'll leave it at this, and you can, I don't know if you want to have a prayer. Dorcas, I know you okay. Dorcas, I'm giving you an opportunity to close us out because you're the official host. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. I was muted again. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to each and everyone. I think just a little bit on what Sister Mimi was talking about. She describes in detail, and those are prisoners of conscience, So Dictator Museveni will just take you, So because of your beliefs, and everything is so restricted in Uganda, and these people were non-violent. Mr. Chilewo, the president, His Excellency Mr. Chagulanyi, President, I call him President bodyguard, that was taken from his home, as one of the comrades described. What did he do? What crime did he commit? These are all prisoners of conscience. Let us be mindful of what is going on in Uganda, and let us take charge. We are not going to plead with Museveni. We are going to demand furiously, and those trumped up charges, we are not paying bail of 30 million. I don't know how many millions he wants to charge. So let us be tough and serious this time around. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Dorcas, may I say something? I almost forgot something very important, Dorcas, before you close this official. Dorcas talked about the institutions not working, the judiciary, and in fact, today there was an article in the Observer talking about how, the human rights lawyers and lawyers were accusing the judiciary of being complicit, of being an accomplice in the human rights abuses, and which is obviously true. And of course, as everyone knows, there are 3 major arms of government: the judiciary, the executive, and parliament. All these institutions are working. The executive is Museveni and his cabinet. The parliament, of course, there's a march of parliament because of corruption and all whatever's happening in parliament. And then, of course, we have the judiciary, which, and for us who have been in this since 2021 and before, have been in this struggle for a while, we know the judiciary is very much an accomplice. I mean, people are rotting in jail because the judiciary refuses to hear the cases. They keep on pushing them back to prison, and the article today talks about the judiciary being kind of like holding, they actually processing, enabling the regime to abuse, the human rights. So yes, so basically, when we talk about March of Parliament, the Parliament, like if you're going to clean up Uganda, the March of Parliament, a Parliament is just one institution, but it's going to kind of go through the whole gamut of the major institutions. Of course, the judiciary and the executive, which is Museveni, they all have to be reformed. So I would imagine that as we go along, as Ugandans go along with this protest, all these institutions are going to be addressed. Yeah, so thank you so much, Mimi, for that observation. Yes, we need to address all these institutions because they've all been hijacked and they're accomplices to the human rights abuses. Thank you so much. Dorcas, I'm sorry, now please.
Yes, comrades, we will be closing. Just to remind you, we've not been running the spaces for a while because there's obviously spaces march to Parliament, and we are in support of what is going on, and there's no point having several spaces at various times. So that's why we've decided we will be joining the spaces march to Parliament and work together. Unity is crucial. Yes, we will unmute everyone and let's have
byebyo ndowooza obiwulira bulungi ebifeeka ebifa e Uganda ebifa mu nsi yattu ne bannayuganda gye babifiiringamu era n'olutabaalo luliwo olw'okulwana march to parliament tebyakoma tebikomanga bikyagenda mu maaso era nga tukyalina olutabaalo lw'okulwana lw'okutambula paka ensi yaffe ng'eteredde gwe wenna gy'oli muganda wange tosigala mabega tulwanirira abaana baffe tulwanirira future ya nsi yaffe tulwanirira nsi yaffe n'ebeera etya egenda kubeera etya kati nno va yonna gy'oli omanye nti tulina ebyokukola tulina ebyokwetaasa okutereeza eggwanga lyaffe mbagala nnyo mwenna Lunda yababakuumira ne mukimanye nti march to parliament stop corruption Museveni must go byonna tulina okubikola eggwanga lyaffe lisobole okubeera eggwanga eddonde.